Is there like any specific way or like a way you find it easier to write yourself?
You know, I hear this question all the time, JoJo. Here's the deal with writing. There is no easy way. It's fucking hard. All right, this is Chazz Palminteri. Welcome to the Chazz Palminteri Show. Every Monday at 11 o'clock. Listen, only a few more shows this year. My one-man show, you know, the show that started it all. John, where am I going to be for the rest of the year, John?
So November 15th, you're going to be in Carteret, New Jersey at the Carteret Performing Arts Center. November 23rd, you're going to be in Cranston, Rhode Island at the Park Theater. And then after that is in 2025, we're going to be February 13th, Englewood, New Jersey at the Bergen Pack. And February 15th, you're going to be in West Long Branch, New Jersey at the Monmouth University.
All right. Well, if you get a chance to come and see the show, that's the show I play 18 characters. This is the show that obviously De Niro saw, and that's how the movie got made. Also, don't forget my wine. My wine is doing great. The Chazz wine. It's a Cabernet. My cigars, it came in number 8 in the world. My cigars by Cigar Enthusiast magazine. So, John, what's the email for Paul's email? What's
lcgcigars.com.
lcgcigars.com. So, you know, we have a lot of celebrities, a lot of guests, but I wanted to get some young celebrities on this show. Some guys who are really, you know, they got their hand on the pulse. I found these guys on the internet. Funny as shit. They got a new show coming up. And they're twins. Fucking twins. You believe it? So nice you got to do it twice. They're twins, these guys. JoJo, Nicky, how you guys doing? Now, what's the name of you guys got a show on your podcast. What is the name of your podcast?
Oh, we just did a show called The Circle on Netflix, season 7. It's out now, so we could talk about it. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, and when is it going? Is it coming out? It'll be
Yeah,
out?
so it aired September 11th, and October 2nd was the finale, but it aired every week. They would drop 4 episodes.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Now, if somebody wants to check you guys out, where do they go?
They could go to, honestly, if you Google us, it'll take you to our Instagram, our TikTok profile. We have our IMDb link now. A couple things, you know. Google our names, you might find us. You might find something.
Now, what name do they Google?
They could.
The Nicky Scarlotta, JoJo Scarlotta, or the Scarlotta twins.
Nicky Scarlotta. So that's 3 different things.
3 different, yep.
All right, so you guys are Italian, obviously, and you're from Staten. What makes a Staten Island Italian different than a regular Italian?
Oh, that's a great question.
I mean, I always think about that. The thing I love about Staten Island people is you're born and raised there, right?
Yeah, whole life.
Born and raised. Your father's born and raised there his whole life.
Yep.
Your father's coming in later. We got to bring him up.
You gotta
bring on. We got to bring. You're JoJo. He's Joe Senior.
It's senior. It's where it all started.
All right. Well, that's where it all started. So, I mean, you guys are both proud of your heritage, right, Nick?
Yep, absolutely.
Extremely. And we're lucky that we grew up in Staten Island, because I swear to God, Staten Island is one of the most creative. It's a once in a lifetime place over there. It's so hard to explain, but if you're from there, you understand. There's no place like it in the world, and it's something else.
The thing I learned about Staten Island is every time I go there, it's just different. It's like a hardcore Italians, man. It's like just really hard. And it's always like the people that are born and raised there. Now, the people that are born and raised there, when they leave Staten Island, where do they usually go to? Where?
Jersey or Florida?
Yeah, they love
Florida.
So yeah, we had a math teacher when we took a college semester. I forget what kind of math class it was, but he said Staten Island people only vacation to one place or go to one place to really move, and it's Florida. That's so true, because 60% of my family went from Staten Island to Florida. They moved there.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, when people who live in Brooklyn and they want to get out of Brooklyn, they go to Staten Island.
They go to Staten Island usually, yeah.
That's how it was for a while, and now they're going to Jersey. Some people, you know.
And now they're going to Jersey.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
It's
man.
expensive, Staten Island.
It's expensive?
Yeah, it's getting up there.
You know, they're selling Castellano's home, I see.
Yeah, 18 million.
18 million. I don't know if they're going to get 18 million.
Maybe 15 if they're lucky.
I can tell you why. It's It's so outrageously big and expensive that, if you're going to spend 18 million, I want to live in a different.
Oh yeah.
I want other $18 million homes around me.
Yeah, 100%.
If you know what I'm saying.
They just redid the inside of that house too. I don't know. Someone bought it, and apparently they made a crazy 10-car garage.
Well,
so,
you had to redo it
yeah.
because the whole place is bugged.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. The place is bugged. So now you guys are twins. Did you ever is it, obviously I don't have a twin, but is it the best of both worlds or sometimes it could be the worst?
I would say it's honestly really more or less the best. Honestly, because we really have each other, and honestly, I think personally we wouldn't be able to accomplish some of the things we've accomplished without one another. So I think it really, really definitely works in our favor.
And who's older now?
I got 1 minute. 1 minute.
1 minute. It's I can't really say too much
It's your
about the
older
1 minute.
brother.
Yeah, literally, 1 minute.
I got the bragging rights.
Did you guys ever play Goops on Girls or something that you wanted to get them confused?
Oh yeah, we had some fun back in the day. I mean, that's the number one question we get. And it's like if you have an identical twin, you look the same. You're not going to try it out once or twice. So we
You had to
definitely
try it out.
we tried it out.
And we did it with this school in class too. Like if I was bad at math, I'd be Nick, you got to come in here. You got to take this test for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The teachers
No
wouldn't know.
shit.
The teachers wouldn't know. How are they gonna know?
Yeah, the only thing is I'm a lefty and he's a righty. They never picked up on that. So thank God they didn't go, oh,
So he's good at math.
He was good. Yeah, yeah.
A
I'm
long
definitely way
time
better
ago.
than math. Yeah.
No, but that's interesting. Now, do you both? Because they did these studies where they separate twins at birth, separate triplets at birth, and then they put them back together years from now, and they realize they have similar things that they buy or
Oh, yeah.
do. Are you guys similar in a lot of ways?
Yeah, I would say like a lot of the even hobbies and stuff we have, like 95% of the things we do together. We have the same likes, the same dislikes, mostly the same hobbies and activities. So yeah, we're definitely more the same than different.
It's so true, Chazz, too, what they say, like the twin telepathy. Not the thing where they're like, oh, if I touch you on your shoulder, is he going to feel it? No, that's not happening. But we do share, it's like we do share like a mind in a sense, and it's amazing. It's
yeah,
something
we
else.
could kind of like, in a sense, like think what we're thinking. Like I could sense if his energy's off and like vice versa and stuff. We could kind of sense that.
You
about
can
each other.
say something's not right. What's the
Yeah,
matter?
exactly.
It's like a weird superpower.
Yeah, it's like
Right.
a weird twin thing.
You guys are always pissed off about something.
Yeah, we're always complaining
You're
about something.
always fucking complaining. I was watching the show and I said, that's a fucking good. I like that because I used to do. I still do it. Life and other bullshit. Vic, Vic De Benedetto.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
hysterical.
great.
Vic's
He's so funny.
hysterical.
He's
So
so
fucking
funny.
funny.
For those of you who've never seen Vic De Benedetto, great. You got to go see him. Fucking guy tears it up.
Got to get the bread and milk.
The bread and milk.
Gotta get the bread and milk.
Yeah, he does this thing with the Yankees. It cracks me up. So tell me, what are you guys pissed off about lately? What is it?
The New York Yankees definitely
Oh, yeah.
hold a major factor in that. And I don't want to get into it, but I feel
No,
like
we
will
want to
get
get into it. Fucking get
All
into
right,
it.
we'll get into it.
Yeah.
For Game 5 and then Game 1, those were two games we should have won.
Yes.
The Freddie Freeman Grand Slam. I don't know why we put Nestor Cortez in after not pitching for 2 months. And, the foul out he did get on Shohei Ohtani after Verdugo jumped in the stands. I thought we could have pulled him. But it was so heartbreaking, Chazz. It really
You
was.
realize we would have went back. We would have went back there with a 3-2 lead.
Yep.
We had all the momentum. We had all the momentum if we win that game.
I know. It gets me sick. I still, I had to lay down for like about 2 days. I couldn't get up.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm over it yet, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
still
no,
getting over it.
I'm not over it, but I'm dealing with it now. But we'll be back next year. We're stronger than ever right now. I love the team. They got great. I just love the team. So I hang in there. I'm a diehard.
Do you
always.
think we should re-sign Soto? I think we should give him whatever he wants.
I think we should, but I don't know if we will because the Mets have always been the stepchild, and I think they're going to try to outbid us. And from what I hear, Soto is like, who's got the most money? That's where I
I
go.
know. That's what I've been seeing, too. He's going after that check, rightfully so.
Yeah, but you got to realize you could make all this money as a Yankee and retire. What's $50 million if you think about it?
Yeah.
You can make $50 million doing ads in New York. I don't know. So I just hope. I hope that it works.
You know what that
okay?
reminds me a little bit of? Cano. Remember when Cano went to Seattle
Forget it.
for
Yeah.
$25 million more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like his career was over.
Well, yeah, like you want to go play in Seattle, you want to go play in Kansas City. Not there's anything wrong with those places,
Yeah.
but to play in New York is to play in New York.
Different.
100%.
Pinstripes are different.
You know what I mean? Anything else that has been pissed off about you guys?
I mean, the prices, just the prices of everything. It's just the inflation and everything's so expensive. I feel
Everything
like everybody's
is
feeling it.
insane expensive.
Even I went to Target the other day to get like paper towels, toilet paper, milk, eggs, a few things for the house, just essentials. $160, $170 for what?
For what?
Yeah, for what? You didn't even get no food.
Where they getting these eggs?
Yeah,
Where they get? Yeah, and it's the same egg as last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Same fucking chicken.
yeah. That's it.
Right? It's the same
the same
chicken.
shit.
Like, what's happening here? Why is this costing?
Oh my god.
Now, do you guys know how to cook?
I mean, I'll tell you what. I could grill. I mean, it's hard to fuck up on the grill, but it's hard to live up to what my dad does. He's a
Yeah.
phenomenal cook. I'm a little scared. I'll be honest. I'm a little scared to get in there, get comfortable, because I don't know if I could live up to what he's doing.
It's definitely intimidating, but we've both been trying to learn a little bit from
So
him, for
does your
sure.
father cook every night?
Almost every night, when he's not busy, but when he cooks, he cooks.
Oh man.
Right. So your mother cooks too. She's probably a good cook.
She's
So-
she's a
and
great cook.
Italian
my
mother.
She's great. My
Yeah.
mother's great, but I gotta say, like, I know my mom knows. I think my dad's a little bit better. A little bit better.
Right. Do you sigh when your mother goes, "Oh, I'll make the sauce"?
Not that I saw. I'm just like,
She makes a good sauce. He just has the passion behind it. Like he's so much more passionate, and he really takes his time. He doesn't measure anything when he's in there. It's all based
all
off memory,
boom, boom, boom.
whatever feels
Yeah.
right.
You know what? I just learned the difference between. I can't believe this because I used to say we used to call it gravy growing up. We said gravy,
Yeah.
but the new Italians, the new age says sauce. So I said, well, gee, actually in the Bronx Tale, when I originally wrote it, I said gravy.
Oh wow.
I said, do you know how to make gravy? And people, when I was doing the show, they said, what's that? It's like turkey gravy? And I was so pissed off. So I had to change it to sauce. And I changed it in the movie to sauce. But Steve Maturano, you know Steve Maturano?
Yeah. Great restaurants.
Great restaurants. Maturano's in Florida, Pittsburgh. Any Maturano restaurant is top shelf. And he said to me the difference was pasta, and pasta is when you make pasta, like fresh pasta. Macaroni is the hard pasta. And he said sauce is sauce without any of the meat, the pork, the sauce.
Just like a regular red sauce.
like a regular marinara.
Like a marinara sauce. Yeah.
Gravy is when you put the other stuff.
Brajioles,
The meats in and
sausage,
everything,
The
pork.
yeah.
brajioles and all that.
He
I've heard
loses
that.
he loses a lot of brajioles because he has like a commercial pot, and then a lot of times he's cooking and he cooks it for so long it like disintegrates. So there's so many videos of him like fishing for the fucking
You gotta see,
brajioles.
we got to show him a picture of the pot.
Oh, my
that
God,
thing is
yeah.
like probably, I swear to God, like this big.
Well, how many fucking people you cook for?
You could always freeze it, right? You could always freeze the sauce.
Good.
So how many people could you feed with that?
Oh, you could feed an army. You
Yeah,
could at least 40 to 50
yeah,
people.
at least 50 people with
See,
that.
let me tell you something about cooking. What I learned from this one guy who was let me see that.
Oh, yeah.
You mind if I dip a little bread in there? Give it a little.
Oh, that is a big pot. Oh my God! I used to do that. Take the bread and dip it in the fucking
greatest thing
sauce.
So tempting.
It's the greatest.
Look at that. That looks delicious.
Oh my God.
Oh, we got to bring you. Where is he? Joe Senior, get over here.
Oh,
get him a
come
chair
on.
over here.
Oh,
Oh, you
look
look
good.
Here. Come on, get him over here.
I like the sweater, Pop. You're looking sharp.
All right. So, Joe, when you cook for 3 people, is it a big difference when you cook for 30 people? Is there except for the quantities, is there a big difference?
If we're doing something fast during the week, we tone it down a little bit.
Right,
A little
right.
bit. But we're so used to doing bulk for some reason.
A lot of people
It might
come
be the
over.
Italian thing, but we don't know who's going to come over. Because when they were young, the street used to be, we live on a nice little cul-de-sac, so they had all their friends on the block playing basketball, football, wiffle ball,
Right.
baseball. So it was we always cooked in quantity because it was always 8 to 10 of their friends. They're going to wind up in the house eating. So
Right.
basically, we cooked a lot during the week also. But the big pot that you guys were talking about, that's basically the holiday pot.
That's the holiday.
That's the holiday pot, or a nice Sunday sauce. We
Now,
just want
when
to
you
cook a
make-
nice
When you
sauce.
make your sauce, do you always put the meat and the pork and the thing, or do you ever make it with no meat, just sauce?
I'm basically someone that does it basically with the meat a lot.
So you're hardcore.
Yeah, but I do it a little marinara here and there. Not
Right.
too much though. I basically like the sauce. I like the brajioles, the sausages, the meatballs.
In the
pork.
brajioles, do you put raisins?
I just did meatballs actually because the brajioles that I do, I do not put the raisins, but my sister-in-law came in a couple of months ago and she asked me to make some of the meatballs with the pinoles and the raisins.
Really?
So I did that with the pinoles and the raisins.
How was it? I don't know if I like that.
It's a little different. Yeah, it's a little different.
I'm Sicilian.
Yeah, I
Where are you?
believe it's a Sicilian dish. She asked for it. She's had it at her friend's house years ago, and I had the meatball mix going. I had some extra chopped meat already with all the mix in it. So I said, go out and get some raisins. I had the pinoles, and we'll put 10, 12 meatballs together with the pinoles and the raisins.
I don't know if I like that.
It's a different taste. It's a different taste.
I like the traditional meatball
Me
better.
too.
Yeah,
I'm
me
traditional.
too.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah.
Yeah, more traditional. The raisins, it's like it's acquired that taste. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I
I feel like I'm eating stuffing with that at that point.
yeah. Raisins. I don't. Do you make pesto too?
I make the pesto during the summertime with the basil. Yes.
Yeah,
I
that
make
makes a
the
good pesto with the cherry
comes
tomatoes
out
too
nice,
from the
too.
garden.
You put the cherry tomatoes in the pesto?
The cherry tomatoes,
Sometimes.
sometimes at the end, I'll just throw a few, just for the little color, give
A
that
little
color.
color?
Yeah, it's
I like
nice.
the color. I like the color in it.
Now, what about pinoli nuts? You put those in?
Of course, yeah. I toast them up too. I toast the pinoles. I get them a little.
You're like my mother-in-law. She goes, if you want things to taste better, you gotta toast them up.
Yeah.
They taste because people just throw it in.
No. I toast them. I get the frying pan on the side. I toast them up, get some color on them.
Yeah.
I put them in with the mix with everything else, and then
Right.
I leave some for the top, for the
Right.
decorations. For the top of the
Right.
pesto.
You know, it's fun. My wife makes dishes, and she tasted this dish somebody made. She goes, this, and what she did was she separated all the vegetables, and she pan fried, toasted them.
Okay.
And then did the mix. 100% better.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love toasting things. Even the breadcrumbs sometimes. I do some simple pasta dishes.
Right.
I put some flavored breadcrumbs, sear them a little bit, get a little
Right.
color to them, and put it on top of the pasta with the anchovies, like little.
Now,
little
oil, with the garlic
Yeah.
and oil.
Yeah,
You like anchovies?
I love anchovies.
Me too. You like anchovies?
Yeah,
I like them in this. I like them when they're melted down. where I
You
can't
like
really
them
taste
anchovies?
I like anchovy. I just can't eat them whole.
Yeah, and I can't eat the fillets.
See, I'm hardcore.
I like to
can
see
eat
it
it right now.
Yeah, I can open up a can and eat them.
Right now. You know what's great? My grandfather showed me this in Sicily. You get a great piece of Italian bread, put butter on it, put an anchovy.
Anchovy
on
on
it.
it.
Really?
And anchovies and butter. You eat that, it's like a freaking rush.
Yeah.
The salt and the creaminess of the butter, it's like unbelievable.
I also use the anchovies in my clam sauce. When I start my clam sauce, I use some
Really?
anchovies. Yes, with the hot pepper flakes, the garlic, and the anchovies
Yes.
in the beginning before I throw the clams in.
Oh wow!
Yes,
that-
if you like anchovies, which say you
I
do,
love
yeah.
anchovies.
Next time you have a clam, tell them to put some anchovies in there for you.
in a clam sauce.
Yeah, in a clam sauce.
I gotta be honest with you, Joe. I never had it in a clam sauce.
Yeah, you could try. I think you would like it. I think
Yeah.
you would like it. Yeah.
Yeah. No
And
shit.
most people won't even know it's in there. They probably don't even know I do it at the house.
Yeah, no,
I melt them in there.
But it gives it a flavor.
Gives it a little flavor. Yeah, it makes it a little more salt. It gives it a saltiness, and it just
yeah.
it gives
Holy
it a nice
shit.
flavor.
I gotta give that a try.
Yeah.
Man. Wow.
Like
Anchovies. I didn't Franny remember when cousin Fran made that pizza with the anchovy melted?
he makes
the best
a good,
pizza I've
he
ever
makes
had.
a good pie. Yeah.
You make pizza too?
No, my brother had pizzerias growing up. I always stayed out of the banging out the pizzas and making pizzas. I
Right,
was in the
right.
kitchen a little bit when I was young,
Right.
but I didn't want to start making pies because then I know I would get stuck behind the counter more, So I stayed away. But my two brothers were pie men. My both
Really?
brothers, yeah.
You know, I feel very. You know me. I always feel Italian, but I feel very Italian today. Look who I got on. Look at these guys. Joe, Nicky, Joe Senior. What's your last name?
Scarlotta.
Salada.
Scarlotta.
Scarlotta.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
the Napolitano or where's it from?
Yes, no, but my mother's parents were from Sicily. My father's parents are from Calabria.
From Calabria.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Calabrese.
You just did
Sicily.
then,
the ancestry.
Well, I'm starting to do the ancestry now, finding out some crazy things.
You know what? I did my ancestry, and I am I'm mostly, obviously, all Sicilian, but I was 14% Arabic.
Really?
Well, that's Sicily.
All right.
Oh, I didn't
They
even
would
know
talk
that.
about the Arabs, the Moors. Fucking everybody conquered them,
We got to go to Italy. We never, all three of us never been.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We got to
I'm
go.
going
We
in
gotta
June.
go.
I'm going to go down in June. A friend of mine's going. I'm making the trip. I'm not putting it off. I just retired from my city job.
Yeah.
So
You gotta go.
I'm making time for myself now. Yeah.
You know what? If you don't go, you'll never go.
All right.
It's one of these things you just got to do it.
Yeah.
And when you go there, I've been there many times. We got a house there, and when you go there, it's like, it's just a different way of life. People just eat.
Yeah.
rest. Nothing ever gets done. You know that, right? I mean, to get an Italian to do any work, oh, Jesus. No. We went to the post office. We had to mail something that was a little big. They were like, oh.
Can't do it.
Can't do no, impossible.
Can you come back later?
Don't. He goes, well, come back, domani. It's like, oh, whoa.
We're here now.
We have guys there. There's people in our town, in that town. The father's been building a house for his daughter to get married. He's been building it. I'm not shitting you for 20 years.
Holy shit.
For
That
20
slow?
years.
That slow they moved down there?
20 years.
Oh, my
He'll
God.
put up a wall. Then he come back the next year. Another wall is up. You go, what the fuck?
Could have built the whole neighborhood out here.
So what the fuck is this, man?
They have that, what is it, siesta? Siesta? Is that what it is?
Their lunchtime.
Yeah.
Their lunchtime, they take a couple hours, right? And
Yeah.
It's considered their dinner, right? It's like it's the big meal.
Yeah,
of the
they
day.
eat a very big meal at dinner, and which is great. I like that personally. And then basically nothing at night. Now in Spain, I was just in Spain and Portugal, and they eat 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they take a nap, then they come back, and you go to dinner like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, empty. Empty. And then you get 10, 11, 12 jam. And I used to go, don't these people work? Don't they have to get up in the morning?
Different way of life.
Europe, man, you drink a little wine, you eat, and every meal takes 3 hours. Sit down, relax, unbuckle the belt.
No one's in a rush like New York. Everyone's in a rush here.
Oh, I did movies in Italy, and the first time I did a movie in Italy was in Sicily and Rome. I did this film. I played Judge Giovanni Falcone, and I did the movie there. And the first day, I'll never forget it. We shot. I went in my trailer, and I'm waiting to go back. And I'm saying, "Where the fuck is it?" Hour, 2 hours. I said, "How long the lunch is it?" In America, it's like
30 minutes.
Go
Yeah,
back.
like, all right, we're ready for you.
God. I look outside, and I see the director and the DP sitting there. They got wine. 2 hours later, and they're smoking. And I go, holy shit. What the fuck? That could never happen in New York.
Oh my God, never. I wish we could propose that. I would like to give it a shot.
Never.
Yeah.
Now,
Companies aren't gonna
have you
pay.
guys done any acting in anything?
Yeah, actually, we did a few short films. We just did it acting in a show. We can't disclose the show just yet, but we just
Yeah.
did. We're going back for our third episode on it, and we're planning on taking acting classes to
Oh, good.
to take it to
wanna
the
get
next
into
level.
that.
Good. Well, you guys
Yeah.
are like natural,
Oh, thanks,
you.
Chazz. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you would have been great when we did Bronx Tale. You guys would have been in that.
Oh, that's a huge compliment.
Yeah, that's
Really.
amazing. That's so nice.
Because when De Niro and I were casting, we wanted we didn't have any actors in the movie. Those were not the only actors in the movie were me, Joe Pesci, and Bob De Niro. That's it.
Well, when I met Kat-
Joey D'Onofrio. Well, Joey D'Onofrio, he
played Slick?
acted before. Who played Slick? Joey did, yes. Other than that, mostly all those were street kids.
was it true with Catherine too that she was on set yelling at her kid, and they were like, "Oh, she sounds great. She might be perfect for it."
No.
Okay, that's what I heard.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it was true. She brought the kid to audition for us. And she was talking, and she saw all these women like her age, and she goes, "What's that?" And they said, "Well, this is they're auditioning for Bob's wife, Bob De Niro's wife." And then when she brought him in, she was telling us about the kid and her life, and it was Bob who said you should get on that line and audition.
Really?
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and she got on the line, and
Did she ever act before that or no?
she wanted to, but she never really did.
Wow.
But she was a natural,
Oh wow.
She grew up in East Harlem, and I mean, there's something about when you're a natural, it's just, now, can they all act? No. You have to go through a lot of guys before you find somebody who could feel free,
Yeah.
who could really just feel free and just do it.
I ran into someone a couple of days ago, and it's funny because we were coming here today at a nursing facility, and he comes up to me. He knew a mutual friend of mine,
Yeah,
and he was talking to me. We were talking about the Bronx Tale,
right.
and he said he was bringing. I don't know if it was a director because you said you really had no actors. He was bringing a director around to the local bars in Bensonhurst, and they were trying to find talent for the
Right.
show. He says they were just going around
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
who
Yeah.
could they pick out for the show.
Yeah,
you know?
oh yeah. I
And
mean,
I found out surprised. He says, yeah, he mentioned that you were in,
Yeah.
Robert De Niro was in, and he said they had really nobody for the show.
No,
Bronx
because
Tale.
Bob wanted all just no name faces.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a great opportunity. In fact, we couldn't find a character to play Eddie Mush.
Really?
We just couldn't find a character. And Bob was the one who said, where's the real Eddie Mush? So I said, well, Bob, I mean, he's an old guy now. I said, he's up. I said, if anyway, he's probably in the Bronx by the bookmakers.
Was that where he was?
He goes, let's take a ride. So we get a car, him and I in the back seat. We take a ride up to the Bronx, and there's Eddie Mush right in front of the bookmaker.
Oh my God.
He's got the racer form in his hand. He's going like this. So I walk over to him. I said, Eddie, how you doing? He goes, hey, C, how you doing? He goes, I hear they're making a neighborhood about the neighborhood. I go, yeah. I said, listen, Robert De Niro's in the car. Take a walk over to the car. He goes, fuck you. He goes, Robert De Niro ain't in no car. He goes, I owe too many people money. I ain't going to no strange car. He thought I'm putting a hit on him. Yeah? So I brought him up to the car, and he tapped on the window, and Bob De Niro put the window down. He goes, fuck, man, it's you. Holy shit. So Bob goes, listen, Eddie, now you imagine Robert De Niro saying this to you. We're doing this movie. I want you to come down. It was Friday. He said, come down tomorrow, which was Saturday. He goes, come down Saturday. He goes, I got some pages I want you to read. Could you make it tomorrow at 12 o'clock? This is what he does. 12 o'clock tomorrow.
Thinking about it.
And Bob De Niro's looking at me like
gotta be
this, right? We're looking at each other, right? He goes, could I come at 3?
God.
So Bob De Niro says, and he looks at me, he starts laughing. He goes, yeah, Eddie, 3's good. He goes, but I'm just curious, what do you have to do that's so important? We just like to know. He goes, I'm sorry, Bob, I got to make the daily double. I'm going to the track,
Oh my
So
God.
Bob said, okay, don't worry about it. Make the ring. We pull out, and Bob looks at me, he goes, come on, that's the guy.
Oh, that's fucking phenomenal. Oh my
That's
God.
the guy.
That's the guy.
Fucking Eddie
Oh,
Mush.
Tell
How about
tell
Eddie
De Niro
Mush's
we had to
hearse?
think about it.
What?
How about Eddie Mush's hearse?
When Eddie Mush died many years later, people say, was he really a jinx? I'd say, listen to me. This is unprecedented what happened to this guy. They came out with the coffin at Mount Carmel Church. They put the coffin in the hearse. Everybody, the crowd's there. Flat tire.
Oh my God. You can't make that up. No, you can't make that
So
up.
what do
Oh
they
my
do? So they
God.
can't jack up the thing. But lucky we were only around the corner from the funeral parlor. And so they just brought a new hearse.
Oh,
They took the coffin out. Everybody's laughing.
Oh,
They're all going, Eddie, you did it again, Eddie. I mean, you believe this? And
Oh
they
my
put
God.
obviously they put him in a new hearse, and they took him off. And on his gravestone it says, Eddie Mush Montanero, the original Bronx Tale,
wow.
on his gravestone.
It's
But he was so bad picking things that the bookmakers stopped him from betting. and now you would say, well, why is that? He lost. Why wouldn't they let him bet all the time? No. All the wise guys would wait until he bet, and then they go the other way.
Oh my God.
He was that much of a fucking jinx.
So the bookmaker said, Eddie, you can't bet any no more. You're killing me. Everybody's fucking killing me. You can't bet. So nobody would take his money
Oh my God.
Betting the opposite of Eddie.
because they would bet opposite Eddie. So, I mean, but,
Did you really put him in the bathroom?
Yeah, what happened was Sonny would put one guy in the bathroom, never
Okay.
like 4 guys.
Yeah.
But when I wrote it, they would put Mush in the bathroom because he was a jinx. They would say, get Mush out of here, put him in the fucking bathroom. And everybody used to laugh. It was funny. It was a funny bit. But it was true. So when I was writing it, I said, you know what? I'm going to put everybody in the fucking So that's where that came from.
Oh, so if I was rewatching it yesterday, and then just when the Frankie coffee cake, it's like, you know what? When after the towel, you know what? Put him in the bathroom. Get them all in the bathroom.
Can't have that face looking at this face.
You don't want a towel? In the fucking bathroom.
Great.
Yeah.
2x4 bathroom with JoJo the whale.
They're all in there like this.
Huddled
Oh
up.
my God.
And JoJo, he was that's not his real name, but he was a big fucking drug dealer. And he was like huge. And yeah, that was funny. I try to, I had to change all the names
Mm.
because when I first did it, I had a lot of the original names in it.
Mm.
When I did it for my workshop
Mhm.
and I was performing it, but then I got a phone call like, hey, we don't mind, we hear what you're doing, but you got to do something about the names.
Names, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no problem, so which was the best thing I did.
Yeah.
So I changed all the names, so it worked out okay. But yeah, that was a trip, man.
God.
That was those guys were a real trip. And you have guys in it. You grew up with guys like that, right?
Yeah.
Old
Staten Island.
nicknames, right, Joe?
Yeah.
They all had names and
They all had names.
yeah.
They had
remember
2,
any
3
of those-
names.
You remember any of those names of those guys?
Yeah, Porky, right? Remember Porky?
Yeah, there was a lot of different guys from the neighborhood.
Not Porky. Why they call him Porky?
He's probably a big boy. I don't know.
Probably was fat. and probably owned the pork store.
He had a lot of pork chops.
He had a lot of pork chops. I mean, it's always like we had this guy, Anthony Pisshead, and you go Pisshead
You get that nickname.
because we were kids. He was hanging on the he was hanging on the rim. He got a ladder. He started hanging on the rim, and one of the other guys was climbed on the fence over the backboard and pissed on his head.
Right?
So that was it.
Some names write themselves, yeah.
Stuck for years.
Pissed on his head. It was Andy Piss. But the funny thing, we would yell, "Yo, Pisshead!" We yell right as mother would come out. He'd be right out.
2 minutes, you say.
He'd be right. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
His mother would just not even blink an eye. He'd be right out. Pisshead, you're out.
She probably called him that after behind closed doors too.
Imagine that.
Oh my God.
I mean, names like, who was that guy? Joey Mile Away. We called him Joey Mile Away. I wanted to put all these names in the movie, but I couldn't do it because it was just too many. And De Niro said, Chazz, we can't. But we were all like, there was a second-story robbery, and everybody was lined up. So they went over, when a cop got next to Joey, and the cop said to me, he goes, "You, Joey, you. I know you're fucking involved." And Joey went, "I was a mile away. I was a mile away." Like that's supposed to be an excuse. We're going, "What? What did you say? I was a mile away? What the fuck's that?" And that was it. He had that name from then on.
Oh my God.
So, and Frankie Coffee Cake, obviously, because of this huge fucking acne all over his face. But if you see, like today the kids, they're so fucking, everybody's like so sensitive to every fucking word. When you grew up where we grew up, oh my God. Right, Joe? If you had a big nose, they call you fucking Joey Big Nose. You had a fucking big ear, Joey One Ear. I mean, there was no getting away from it.
Yeah.
You grew up with an attitude of you could take it.
Absolutely. These kids can't take it today.
They can't take it today.
They freak out over that.
Now,
stuff.
how old are you now?
Oh my God. I was 25.
I'm surprised. I mean, you guys are very young, and when's your birthdays?
February 17th.
February 17th.
I like to say too, Chazz, like we had a unique childhood where we got to grow up without the phones and stuff, like as kids. And then it got, introduced a little bit later, but like these kids today who are like 4 or 5 years old,
Yeah.
they know what iPads and TikTok
Yeah.
and you know what I mean? It's a lot.
Yeah, we
See, the problem is the kids today care about what everybody thinks of them
Yeah.
so true.
because they're on that, and if somebody dissed them on a thing, it's like, oh my God, he called me a loser, or and that's just too much power.
So true.
It is.
So true.
Especially
Especially at a young age like that, when you're developing, you're going to school. I feel like, a lot of these kids growing up today too are very like socially awkward when you try to talk to them and stuff. They don't have the
Without a
social
doubt.
skills, It's fucking scary.
Most of them have no
social skills.
They don't know how to speak to a girl.
Yeah, it's
They don't. They break up on the phone, like texting.
Yeah, it's no
I don't want to see you anymore.
That's
So, and then you wonder why some of these kids, and I believe this. This is my feelings. You have these young kids shooting up schools, and not to get too serious, but they have no feeling. It's like I wrote in my new play. We lost the ability to talk, to touch each other, to be human. They're not fucking human anymore. They become like the machine.
yeah, it's fucking scary.
so true too.
So
And I feel like a lot of the young kids are suffering from anxiety and depression at young ages that people haven't seen in so long.
And I'm telling you, that's from the internet.
Oh, 100%.
You see other people's lives. My life is shit. Look at this.
And you know what's crazy? No one's ever posting their losses. Everyone's always posting their wins. No
Yes.
one's gonna go on Instagram and talk about how bad they had it for the last month or
No.
something like that.
Everybody's talking about how much money they have, showing off their cars, their glitter, their jewelry, and you think my life sucks.
Yeah, everybody compares to what they don't have and then not grateful for what they do have.
No, you're right. Where'd you get so smart at 25?
I don't
No,
know.
but you're right.
Read a lot of books.
No, that's good. Yeah, that's what I mean. I learned the hard way. I learned growing up. But I always learned that I was grateful for my life because I had great parents. You're very fortunate. You got great
Extremely
parents.
fortunate.
Absolutely.
Extremely
Yeah, you
fortunate.
have no idea that people don't have that today, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most kids your age, their parents are divorced. It's like you have no idea.
Such a
Growing
blessing.
up with great parents is everything.
Oh man.
You saw Bronx Tale. That's my father and my mother.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's
Lorenzo
so
is my father.
respectable. So respectable in the movie. It's just
Yeah, Lorenzo was my dad. Yeah, that's him. That's me and Bob. But that's my dad. That's him.
Wow.
That's him. It's me and my mom, and you could take a picture of that, John, later.
Wow.
And I mean, that's like, fuck, man.
I say it all the time, Chazz. I don't think we'd be half the people we are. I don't think we would have half of the success we've recently had without having great parents.
Yeah.
And our grandmother, my dad's mom's 102 years old. My grandma Connie.
Wow.
Yeah. She's it's amazing, and she's a saint, the living saint. They don't make it like that no
Yeah,
more.
but that's what life's about, guys. And then see now, what great parents are. Now, when you guys get married, you'll be great parents.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Because you know what it is to be a great
Yeah,
parent.
extremely blessed and lucky, like you said, because not everybody has that.
No,
not everybody has
not
that.
everybody has that. And I feel bad for people who don't have that. I was, I'll never forget it, and not dropping names. I don't like to do that, but I guess I have to at this moment because for the story. I was I was going to do something years ago, and Spielberg invited me to his house to do something. And I was over his house. I'll never forget this. Many years ago. And this little young African-American kid comes out, like maybe 9 years old. Very tailored polo shirt, beautiful pants, little sneakers. Really, you could see it dressed really nice. And he comes out, and Spielberg said, "This is my son." I said, "Hi," very well-mannered young man. And then we talked. I said, and he left, and Spielberg got back to business. And he didn't say anything. He adopted a bunch of kids. And then I left, and I spoke to my friend who knows him very well, much closer than I just met him at that time. And he said to me that that young baby was a crack baby, like his mother and father
Oh
were
my
addicts.
God.
So I said to myself, I'm saying, look at this kid. What kind of life you would have had if you would have been with these people? He didn't get it. And now he's with the most artistic, talented, richest man in the world. I was like, what a change
Oh
of
my God.
what a change of opposite of things that could happen to
just
someone.
amazing.
That's
right?
such a blessing. That's such a
It's
blessing.
amazing how life works.
Oh
This
my
is really
God.
crazy. We used to watch the Bronx Tale religiously with my best friend Pete, and just like the fact that we're here on your podcast, it just life is crazy. It is
really
freaking
is.
insane.
Well, I know how you feel, because I was a young boy. Well, I was older than 25 when I made it. I was in my 30s. But do you imagine? I always tell people this. They go, "How did you?" Do you imagine if you both guys read something? If you read something, and somebody told you, "We really love what you wrote," and Robert De Niro read it and he wants to play your father, and you're going to be in it. I mean, that's like what the.
Oh my God. That's
What
amazing.
did you just say?
Say that again.
It's like, but the weird thing about it was that I knew something good was going to happen.
Yeah.
I believed in it.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget, I only had $200 and I turned down $1 million. Yeah.
Holy shit.
The willpower that takes, even in a situation like that.
You know
Just
what?
knowing in your heart.
JoJo,
you know?
people say to me, "How did you do that?" And I go, I got to be honest with you. I said, I don't know. I said, I was just so, because I went up to 250, 500, and then somebody offered 750, just one person. Then the next offer was $1 million. The hardest one was the 250 that turned out.
Yeah.
Because that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
After that, it was just numbers to me.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything, so I didn't know what it was like to have money. But so then I held out, and then it happened, you know. But it's you never know what life brings.
So true. There's always a
You know,
blessing
you
around
saw-
the corner.
If somebody told you when you saw my movies all these years, oh, one day I'm going to be on a podcast with him.
I would have been like, yeah, get the fuck out of here.
So that's what happens.
Yes.
And I tell young people that life is an adventure. You're both young, handsome, talented kids. You got a wonderful father, wonderful mother. Life is like there for you.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
So
Whatever
true.
you want. And the main thing is you got to stay close as brothers. I tell my daughter and my son, because I'm sure you fight once in a while.
Yeah,
you
of
guys.
course.
Yeah, and my daughter and my son, because he's 6 years older than her, and they'll fight. And I say to them, I say, look, if you guys, after I'm gone, if you guys are not close, I consider myself a failure as a father. You remember that. You got to be close the rest of your life. This is your baby sister. You take care of her.
Yeah.
And he does. He does. You know, they're both very talented. They're doing very well, knock on wood. And my wife and I, like, you have to stay close. We keep a very close family, you know. So that's the main thing. If you get anything out of this podcast, is that you two guys stay close your whole lives. No matter whatever happens. Don't ever let a woman come in between you.
No.
Because that easily could happen. Don't ever let that happen. Your father's your father, your mother's your mother. Period. End of story. You know, I don't know. That was my
No, that's very important, Chazz.
that was my sermon for the show. I don't know where I got that. I got really serious.
Who would you say like inspired you the most to take that step in the direction that you did in life in terms of writing, acting, and everything? Is there anyone in particular?
Well, I mean, I always saw a lot of movies when I was young. My mother used to take me to the movies a lot. I mean, obviously, I'll never forget an impression. My favorite movie was On the Waterfront
Oh,
by
Marlon Brando? I could have been a contender. I could have been a
I don't know if you
contender.
guys ever saw that movie.
I seen that scene, and it was like one of the best scenes.
It's
I gotta
one of
watch that.
it's one of the greatest movies ever. In fact, the greatest, as far as I'm concerned. Martin Scorsese's favorite movie too. And so Brando, I'm a member of the Actors Studio, and I've been studying the method. But I just don't study the method. I study the method. I studied Meisner. I studied everybody. But I would say, I just it's something that's inside of me. I just wanted to do. And De Niro, when I saw De Niro do, I went to a movie theater. I walked out, and after just seeing Taxi Driver, and I was like, holy shit, who the fuck is that guy? No, Mean Streets. I'm sorry. It was
Mean Streets, great.
I saw Mean Streets, and I walked out of there saying, wow, who's that guy? And then right next, there was another post that said, bang the drum slowly. And I went, holy, I said, this is in another movie? And I was with Coffee Cake.
Oh my
And I said, let's go back in. We went back in, and we saw the other one, bang the drum slowly. And I could not believe it was the same guy.
Really?
I just could not believe it was the same. And I mean, moments like that inspire you.
Yeah.
You know, I always wanted to be an actor. When I was like 16, 17, I wrote, I started writing. It was just one of those things, you know?
That's awesome.
I felt like an artist in a neighborhood with street guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was something like similar to Nicky and I. Like we used to do like I do you know what Vine? You remember what Vine was like 10 years ago? It was like 6 seconds. It was like before TikTok. It was
No.
like it was an app called Vine, and people used Vine famous was before like TikTok famous.
Yeah.
And me and Nicky played around with it a little bit. In like 12, 13, we had a pretty significant following, but we always knew we'd be in we were always entertainers. We just didn't know where it would lead us. And then years later, it's so crazy to see videos lead to like eventually acting and writing. It's an amazing full circle moment.
Well, but that's the idea. You put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You showed up.
Yeah,
Yeah, hell yeah.
Damn right.
Hell yeah.
So you got to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about, man. Show up. The two most important things in being a success is show up and get along with everybody.
Yeah.
Adaptability.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to learn how to adapt.
So true.
You know, I had people, usually they're not on my show. Usually I get them before they get on my show. If I'm just talking with them and they'll say something stupid. Well, I only want to talk about this and I'm not going to say this. And if you can't ask me this. And I go, oh yeah, that's cool. Oh, no, I get it, man. All right, we'll be in touch. Done. Done. Fucking done. You will never hear from me again. You know, like,
Yeah.
you know, stupid. People say stupid things.
Very true.
It took me a while to find great partners for my restaurants. This one guy had a great restaurant. His food was amazing. Many, many years ago. And he said, I want to open up a restaurant with you. We will go partners. And I was very interested because his food was amazing. Italian guy, of course, you know. And he says to me, so just so we're clear, he said, movies, you're the star. But the restaurant, you have to listen to me because I'm the star.
Oh my
and I went like this. I went,
No more
yeah,
partnership.
absolutely. No, I get it. No, of course you know what? We'll be in touch. Done.
It's been 30 years. He's waiting on the call.
It's like this. You know when a Sicilian does this?
Yeah, it's over.
I wipe my
Wash their
hands.
hands. That's it.
I wash my
Take
hands.
care.
You're right though. People just sometimes people are their own worst enemies if they learned how to hold their tongue or just say something.
Just imagine that. If this guy was a nice guy,
Yeah.
we would have been together. We could have made a fortune.
Yeah. His ego.
His ego.
Ego got in the way.
Ego's big.
Fucking ego.
It's big in this world today, especially with these new kids and
Yeah,
everything.
Yes,
Oh my God.
but that's what I'm trying to tell you. Some of these TikTok kids, they got 2 million, 3 million followers. You know what? Enjoy your fucking fame. Put that money away because it ain't going to be here forever.
So true. It's not going to last if you act like that and treat
It's
people
not
that
gonna
way.
last.
No,
It's
You
not.
can't treat people like they're, people are people. You got to treat them nice.
absolutely.
You get these people, they treat people like shit, and I can't stand it.
It's the worst. People don't get them
Well,
today.
Tom Hardy said it. I think it's Tom Hardy who said.
Oh, I love Tom
one
Hardy.
of our
great.
favorite. He's literally one of our favorite.
I did a
actors.
movie with him. I
Legend.
love it. Legend.
Yeah,
Yes,
Legend.
of
Oh,
course.
that was so good with him and his brother
Right.
at the end too.
And he says, well, I think it's his quote where he says, "You treat the janitor and the CEO with the same respect." And
Same
that's just
respect.
that's a quote that should go in everybody's head, and they should live by that.
Dominic Lomendoza, who I love, he had the smallest part in Bronx Tale, the biggest success of everyone. And he wrote this thing on his podcast. He said, at the end of the game, the pawn and king go in the same box.
Ooh, I like that. That's fucking nice.
You know,
That's nice.
and that's it.
Is he the one who played the gun dealer?
Yeah, he had the
He
gun.
played the gun.
Down
dealer.
on Labazardi.
He
He's
played
in,
Tony Pro.
Yeah, Tony.
Tony,
Wonderful
an
actor.
Irishman.
Yeah, he plays Salerno.
Salerno,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
a guy who had the smallest part, biggest success.
Wow.
Because he's a great kid, wonderful actor, and just a good kid.
Yeah.
And people want to work with him.
Absolutely.
Want
That's
to
great.
work. So that's the key.
Yeah.
Be good at what you do and be well liked and show up,
Oh yeah.
and you'll always be a success. We got a couple of minutes left. So again, if somebody wants to get in touch with you guys, JoJo, what should they do?
Oh, you could Google us, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at JoJo Scarlotta, at Nicky Scarlotta, at Joe Scarlotta Sr.
Oh, yeah.
Importantly,
Oh,
at
yeah.
Scarlotta Twins and ScarlottaTwins at gmail.com. If you have any inquiries, we're open to all types of opportunities.
Yeah.
Oh, great. That's fantastic. They're great kids, very talented. And I got to have you on, Joe, talking about your recipes and stuff.
Sure, we'll do that.
Oh yeah.
All right. I want to come over to the house and have a meal.
on.
You got it.
All right.
Bring out the big pot.
Let's go, Chaz. Let's
bring
go.
out
We'll
the
bring out
big
the
pot.
commercial pot for you.
Even though it's not the holiday.
Can we call it sauce? I call it sauce.
Yes, that's fine.
Even if it has the meat, we're
So-
good.
Even if I have the meat, we're good.
So Chaz, I just have one question. So
No, that's good. It's our show. We do whatever we
So
want.
growing up, Mickey Mantle was obviously your favorite, correct?
Favorite.
Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to just know that for sure because his brother, my uncle Mikey, as well as mine, he's my favorite Yankee of all time.
Mickey Mantle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have one pinstripe jersey in my closet. It's number 7. And the funny thing is, so in the 80s and 90s, he was doing a lot of memorabilia at one point, right? And he was
Yeah.
signing a bunch of stuff. So my uncle Michael, his brother, met him, and he would only sign the name. And he ran out of ink in his marker. So he has a picture blown up where it says Mickey Mantle, and he had to get another marker, and it says number 7. And he signed the number 7 with like an underline. And he never does that.
Really?
Yeah. And he's just,
Yeah, he
I
was
think he's
not
the
going to
greatest.
put
I think
number
he's the
7
greatest
on
of all
too.
time.
Mickey
personally.
Mantle, yeah. Mickey Mantle, now picture this now. Mickey Mantle was the that's when they started really measuring home runs.
Mm.
That's where that term came from, tape measure. It was Mantle who started that. You know, Mickey Mantle he could hit the ball the farthest, and when he first came up, he was the fastest runner in baseball. Picture that.
That's crazy.
That was
Oh
crazy.
my God, the fact that he could switch hit too.
Switch hit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, here's the example of how great Mantle was. When Roger Maris got the 61 home runs, 61 home runs, he beat Babe Ruth's record. That year, Roger Maris never got an intentional walk.
Really?
Why is that?
Some-
Mantle batted behind.
Yeah. Oh man. Didn't Mickey hit like 54 that year too?
54. I think he hit 54.
Mm-hmm.
He probably would have caught him that year. But that's how, think about it, not one intentional walk.
Oh my God. And even though he had 61 home runs, they just
Even
wouldn't
though
walk him
he
because he got the Mick behind him.
The Mick was behind him.
Oh my God.
I mean, Aaron Judge gets 150. But Soto, Bobby Bonds got 300 walks one year.
Yeah.
You know,
Different age
Mantle-
of baseball.
Mantle was, yeah. I cried when he died.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. It was a summer day. I was out down at the beach house, and I cried. There was a loss of something. Now, wasn't the greatest guy in the world back then. He drank a lot. He was nasty. But when he got older, he kind of got his life shit together. And he said, if I knew I was going to live so long, I would have took care of myself better.
Yeah. You know what's crazy too? His rookie year when they were in the World Series, when he stepped on that drain and
That's
tore
what
his
killed him.
ACL. Yeah. And that was because DiMaggio called him off late too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was never the same after that.
I don't even think they had ACL surgeries back then. So, right?
I don't think so.
I think he had to play his whole career just like rehabbing it. The poor bastard.
Constant in pain, constant rap. He looked like a gladiator, they used to say.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, it was, but Mantle was the best.
Oh, I actually have a funny story about Joe DiMaggio. So our family friend, Donna's father, he grew up the biggest Yankee fans ever. He went to a game. DiMaggio was supposed to sign a ball for him. Long story short, didn't do it.
DiMaggio doesn't sign balls.
He used to not, right?
Hates it.
So he goes, you know what, after the game, if you see me, I'll do it. So he winds up like seeing him at this like restaurant or something around the block. And he
Right.
waits for hours and he asks him, Joe, can you sign this? And he shrugs him off again.
Yes.
Till that day, he's been the most diehard Red Sox fan ever since for the last like 83
Really?
And
years.
he's 87, and he's 87
He's
years
87,
old now.
yeah.
He still hasn't
You
got
know,
over it.
Joe DiMaggio ate at a restaurant in my neighborhood, Arthur Avenue. And while they were there, the owner went over to him and said, Joe, you know, my son and my brother is a big fan of yours. Could you sign a baseball? And Joe turns around to the guy next to him and says, I knew this dinner was going to cost me something.
Get the fuck out
And my friend threw him out of the fucking restaurant.
Good for
of here.
him.
Good for him.
He said, you know
yeah.
what? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
They threw him out of the restaurant. Imagine that.
I don't understand how people could be like, it's like being rude to fans. There's people out there who are disrespectful
They
and
look
rude
up
to
to
fans.
you,
It's like,
you know?
how can you do that?
As long as somebody's a gentleman
yeah, of course,
absolutely.
the approach is right.
and nice, you know what? It takes a minute out of your life,
Yeah.
and they remember it for the rest
That's
of
what I
their
say
So
all the
true.
time.
So true.
I preach.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I didn't Joe DiMaggio. And I heard that when Mickey came up, like him and Mickey weren't close. Like he didn't really like Mickey apparently like rubbed him the wrong way, or I guess he didn't really
But
like
Joe
him too much.
DiMaggio wasn't a friendly guy.
That's true. That's very
You
true.
know, he wasn't friendly. You know, and it's like, you know, my dad used to say, the bigger you are, the more in a better mood you should be. Because life is so fucking great. Be fucking be grateful.
Absolutely.
You know, so I'm grateful. I'm grateful every day. I mean, look, I'm in my home. I got my own fucking show.
Hell yeah.
I do, you know, my movies, my TV series. I'm fucking, I'm playing with house money.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If nothing ever happens the rest of my life and I stay just like this, I'm fucking good.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
Anyway, guys,
Chazz, thank you
Nick?
for having us.
JoJo,
Chaz, can I ask you one more question?
whatever you want.
Honestly, because Nicky and I are really like very passionate about film, and we want to start doing our own screenplays, writing our own things.
Yes.
Eventually, I wanted to see if there's like any is there like any specific way or like a way you find it easier to write yourself?
You know, I hear this question all the time, JoJo. Here's the deal with writing. There is no easy way. It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Acting is hard, but you know, you got to study acting, and people go, all right, you got to read for this part. Come on, well, we're going to be there 8 o'clock. You're going to play this role. Directing, same thing. Oh, well, I'm going to get these actors. Producing, same thing. Writing, it's you and the computer all by yourself. There's nobody saying, hey, come on, you gotta get going here.
Yeah.
The best advice I always give young actors, young writers too, is you have to pick a time of the day. You say to yourself, okay, whatever time you feel you can write, from 9 in the morning to 11, I'm writing, no matter what.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to stop me from writing these 3 hours. You write you start off, you do 2 hours. After that, go out and do your thing. But every day you do the discipline. If you write 1 page a day, 1 page, and you're going to do more than that, right? 100 days go by, right? Come on. You got a screenplay.
Yeah. So true. A little bit each day.
You got a screenplay.
Hell yeah. It's so true.
You want to write a TV series, 60 pages. 1 page a day, 60 days. It's crazy.
Yeah,
really.
it's that simple. It really is that simple.
But to get down there and sit, that's why I come here and I sit and I write. And sometimes do I want to? No. Would I rather go out and enjoy the pool and go hunting? Yes. And sometimes I do play hooky on myself. But if you really want to be a success, the best advice I could give you, show up.
Yeah. I like that. Hell yeah.
Show up. The more you show up to life, the more life will help you. It's really it's that simple.
Hell yeah.
I read these books on success and CEOs and what made them so successful. The people they meet. Okay, now you met me today, right? Okay. You're in my head. We talked. We became friends, right? Okay, give me an example. 3 weeks go by. Yeah, I'm casting this movie. Yeah, I want Italian kids. I go, hey, you know what? Hey, call JoJo and Nicky Scarlotta. Let them come in and read for this thing. Now, I would never do that if I didn't meet you.
True.
But you showed up.
Very true.
The more you show up, the more successful you'll be. If you're home and there's an internet party going on, there's an influencer party, and you guys are like, you Staten Island? Yeah, it's far. Yeah. You go, fuck, man, I don't feel like going to the city today. Go.
Fuck yeah. Love that.
Go. You never know who you meet. Now, could it be a bus sometimes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nobody's going to go to your house and go, excuse me, does JoJo Scarlotta live here? Yeah, I'm thinking about him for a show. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
So true.
yeah.
It's not going to happen.
So true.
You know, a lot of big things that happened to me in my life, I just showed up. It's you got to do the work alone. You got to write. And then now if you write and you have a script, a TV series, and you show up too, and you meet people, go, yeah, I have I got a series. Maybe we should talk about that. Yeah. It's being the right place at the right time and the right talent. That's all it is.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, you meet these guys, your father's a lot older than you, he's a little bit like the same age, and you go, you meet these people, Joe, I never caught a break in my life. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You just didn't fucking recognize it.
Yeah, it's so true.
That's so true. Yeah.
You just fucking ignored it.
So a lot of people do.
You had a shot and you said, fuck you, I don't feel like doing that.
That's true.
Well, fuck you then.
Yeah, literally. There
A lot
goes the
of people-
shot. There goes the
yeah.
shot.
There
right?
goes the shot.
Yeah.
A lot of people, unfortunately, like they don't have the balls to take the risk sometimes, and there's no reward without a risk at the end of the day. So
No, the old Chinese proverb, the turtle only makes progress by sticking his neck out. Sometimes you have to have little balls.
True.
If I didn't held out for Bronx Tale, I don't know what would have happened to me. I would have made a lot of money. I would have been rich, but I wouldn't have been known. Or maybe later on. I mean, I did do Bullets Over Broadway, so I might have made it anyway. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So my best advice to young people, I always say, show up. I was in LA once and my friend was begging me to go to this big LA party. And I said, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I said, I'm tired. I was shooting another movie at the time. And I said, I'm just tired. I got to get up early tomorrow. He goes, oh, you got to go. And then that thing haunted me because I was taught that. I went, show up, Chazz. Show up. I went.
Oh yeah.
I walk in the door of the party. Who looks at me and goes, Chazz Palminteri, I love you. Sharon Stone.
Oh my
Holy
God.
She goes, oh my God, because I was already famous.
Yeah.
I mean, I was making movies.
Mhm.
She puts her arms around me. She goes, yeah, in fact, there she is. Right. Where is she? Yeah, she's back there. You'll see.
Sharon, she's great.
Yeah, she hugs me and she goes, you're perfect for my husband in this movie. We're looking for my husband. And I said, great. She goes, I'm calling your agent tomorrow. I said, all right. I hung out another 20 minutes and I left. Next day, big offer comes in. I'm a husband in the movie.
Holy shit.
So that's what I mean by
happens.
Wow.
you got to show up.
Yeah. Fucking Sharon Stone, huh?
Yeah, I mean, don't be afraid not to go. And I know it's hard to hear that, but you just, and my son's the same way. My daughter, they show up. My wife, same way.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So when you got a place to go and you're tired, hear my voice.
Yeah. Oh, no, I will.
You're gonna hear that for a while
Show
now.
up.
Like Chazz would be very disappointed.
Very disappointed
I
in you
can't.
guys. No, you're very talented kids. You're young, and I say kids because you're so much younger than me. But you're great guys, and I wish you, so much success.
Thank you, Chazz.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Chazz.
So much
you, Chazz.
success.
Thank
It was
you
an
so
honor
much.
to be on here. Thank you
Yeah,
for
it really
having
was
us.
an
Kidding
honor,
me?
man.
Thanks for having us.
You guys are the best. Listen, Italians, we got to stick together.
Yes,
right?
Yes, we do.
We got to stick together. Sometimes Italians can be a little jealous. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the crabs in the bucket. One crab goes up, they pull them down. You know what I mean? We got to stop that. We got to take care of each other. That's
true.
I'm not saying we got to take care of only Italians, but all Italians out there, when you got a chance to help another Italian, put your hand out and help them. All right, this is the Chazz Palminteri Show. We'll see you next week. John, when's this coming out, John? I'm going to be out soon.
It's going to be out in 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks.
Beautiful.
So come and see me. Go to chazzpalminteri.net. You'll see a whole list of the one-man shows. I only got a couple of more shows this year, and my 2025 schedule will be coming out. Don't forget my LG cigars.
LCG.
I keep forgetting that. LCG cigars. Go on there. It's a great gift for Christmas. Came in eighth cigar, boutique cigar in the world. So get there. Wait a minute. What's the matter? What's wrong with me today? My restaurants. Go to my restaurant in White Plains, 264 Main Street and 30 West 46th Street, right off Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. You mention my name when you order and you say, I watch Chazz Palminteri's podcast, you get an after-dinner drink or a dessert. There's 8 people, you all get desserts. It doesn't matter how many people are there. Got that? Just mention my name that you saw my podcast. God bless you. See you next week.